Alex LaMarsh, and I am going to show you how to do a very quick makeup look, just to leave the house, get out the door, and if you still want to look good and not just have, you know, bare face on. So I'm going to show you from priming to finish. It'll just be, I think it's like 7 or 8 products altogether, and it's just a quick daily thing that I would do, or I would have taught my clients to do. I'm going to start with a good moisturizer. I'm using Confidence in a cream because it gives a really great texture to the skin. It makes applying makeup much easier if the texture of the skin is good and it's well primed. I tend to not get too shiny, but on clients who are shiny, I would use a mattifying primer on top of that. So you would do your moisturizer and then a mattifying primer. Shea Moisture makes a really good one that's all natural, has tea tree oil in it and stuff. So there's a lot of really great options out there. On my skin, I'm going to be using CC Plus Your Skin But Better by It Cosmetics in their lightest shade because I haven't gotten any sun yet this year. I like it. It's a full coverage. I don't use as much as you can to give myself full coverage because I don't really like to have a full face of makeup. But the nice thing about this is it's 50 plus SPF. And I don't know, it's just got a really great consistency to it. And let's get started. So I'm going to do just a little bit of this, about a half pump of it. And I usually apply it with a brush. But what I will do is just kind of tap it in the places that I want. And I find with most people's skin, they tend to be discolored if they are going to have any discoloration through their T-zone. And because this is a full coverage, I use it as a concealer around my eyes. And the great thing about a CC cream is it protects me from all the elements out there. And for some reason I always start at my chin. I don't know why. Blend it in with a nice fluffy brush. And this is really buildable, so I tend to start a little lighter because some days I need more makeup than others. You could also, if you're traveling or you don't have a brush, you could do this with your hands or with a sponge. There's nothing wrong with using your hands for makeup as long as they're nice and clean first. So as you can see, I apply it more liberally to my trouble areas. I had a zit here earlier this morning, so I'm just kind of patting that out, getting any redness out of my skin. And this look usually takes me about 5 minutes in the morning to do. So it's super light, super natural. This CC cream comes in, I believe, 7 shades, which is great. And they work on some of the darkest skin to some of the lightest skin. Okay, so you can see it's just quick coverage. The face is all covered, evened out. The next thing I usually go into is I section it off. Skin first, so I'm going to use Poisetint by Benefit Cosmetics. It's a cheek stain, cheek and lip stain, but I'm going to use it for my cheeks and do a little bit here. It looks really strong at first, but it blends out really naturally, really nicely. And I tend to apply it with my fingers or a sponge because it gives me more control over where it goes. Rather than just, and if your skin is really dry and you just put a streak of it on there, it can stick a little bit. So yet another reason why you should just prep your skin every day. And then quickly I will just go over my cheeks because I want to highlight them, make them pop a little bit, gives me a nice little glow, with Away We Glow by NYX Cosmetics. This shade is Daytime Halo, which is perfect because this is a daytime look. So I just applied a little bit to my hand. Just dab about half of that right here on my cheeks. The other half right here on my other cheek. And if I feel like there's anything left, kind of go back over to make sure they're even, and I just lightly pat that out. And you can see it just gives a nice glow. And then again, I always have like a makeup wipe handy to wipe my hand off. Or you can use a palette, which would also be really great, but the average consumer isn't going to be using a palette at home. Next, if I'm going to be out all day and I don't want my makeup to move anywhere, I use, instead of an eyeshadow primer, I use a cream shadow or a shadow stick. This one is by Sephora. It's their eyeshadow and eyeliner stick. I really love it, and it's got a slight sheen to it, which really kind of gives a nice glow to the skin, and they have it in several shades, so it's available for all skin tones. And I just go over my whole eyelid basically, and right up to here, because it's the same shade as my skin. And I'm using this finger because it's got the lightest amount of pressure. Just go up, under my eye, pat that out, up under this eye, pat that out, and then go over this eye all together. And this is waterproof, so during summer it's really nice because you're not going to sweat it off. And really, and if you have deep set eyes or hooded eyes, this is really great because it helps keep everything in place all day. And if you have nice, like deep set eyes, you can apply it right through here. Kind of blend that out, and the way it reflects light, and it's very subtle, people don't look at you and think you have glitter on your face, it's just like a subtle highlight. It opens your eyes up and makes them look more awake, more alert. Clean my fingers off. And then you could either set this with a powder, or I'm using the No Tug waterproof eyeliner from It Cosmetics in a dark brown. And I like this, again, with the waterproof because it stays all day. It's not going to budge. I'm not going to have to worry about what my makeup looks like when I get home at the end of the day after I've been running around to meetings or even just going to work. So this, I just kind of smear it on a little bit at the outer corner of my eyelids. Just like that. You can see it's messy, and it's a little bit thicker at the end, and then it tapers in. And I stop right about here, about just halfway into my eye, or a little bit past. And again, with this lighter finger, I just kind of blend that very softly. And because I am almost 40, I tend to get fine lines underneath my eyes. So I stay away from lining under my eyes, but you can easily do that without a problem with this, and then you don't have to worry about it transferring farther down your face. And again, outer corner of the eye. And you don't have to be really too gentle with this. It doesn't tug, as it's advertised, it says no tug. You're not making a crisp line, you're just kind of smearing it in there because you're going to blend it out anyway. And then take that same finger and blend it out. And I blend towards the inside corner, and then I kind of go back and pat out a little bit towards the outside edge again. Then you just look, make sure it's even, which it looks even to me. And again, I have my handy dandy little makeup wipe to wipe my fingers off. I tend to not use these on faces so much because I find they're a little bit rough on the skin. But I do like them for when I'm applying my own makeup because I like using my hands. And then if you want to do your brows in the morning, you could. You don't have to. It's very popular right now to have a big thick brow. But not everybody prefers that. I like to fill in my brows sometimes if I'm feeling it. If I'm not, then I could skip it and it would still work with this look. I am using the Super Skinny Brow from It Cosmetics. It lasts for a really long time. And I just always start with little brush strokes and just go along the base of my brow, because all I'm doing is really kind of defining that line, And then I have a couple of gray hairs on this side of my eyebrow that make it look like I have bald patches. So I just kind of dab those in there. Then lightly, from about here over, start lining that back in with little brush strokes. So it looks more defined, but it's not really crisp. And then I go in with this spoolie on the other end of this, which makes it really handy dandy. And blend that out so it looks really natural. And you always want to keep that spoolie clean, because there's nothing worse than doing your brows and going to blend it out and then you get brown streaks all over your face. And again, just lightly going underneath that brow. And I know it's going to take you longer to do all these things at first, but once you get in the practice of doing them, it goes so easy. Like when I started doing makeup, it took me a lot longer. But I've been doing it for so long, and I know exactly what I need to do for things, that it goes really quickly now. And one of the reasons I get hired so much is because I am very quick at what I do. So again, just lightly, you don't put too much pressure in there. You don't want to drag the skin up. You don't want to leave red streaks because your skin's irritated. You just want to comb up and away, up and away, up and away, so that the end result is natural looking. Then we pop in with mascara. My favorite mascara, I have two favorites. One is Superhero by It Cosmetics, because it's a conditioning mascara. So I found, after using it for a long time, my lashes have gotten longer. They're much more noticeable. People have asked me a couple times if I'm wearing like individual lashes, which I'm not, because I am lazy when it comes to my own makeup. And another one I love is Dior Show Curl, because it just grabs those lashes and flips them up, and it stays. It's really light, it's really natural looking, it's beautiful, but it's more of a high price item compared to this, which is great for everyday. And this is really nice because it does have the conditioning aspect to it. So I do this all with one quick, I don't pump it, just do one quick, take the excess off the end right there, and I think we always look so funny when we do our own mascara. When I do people's makeup, I tend to have them close their eyes. So then when I flip it around, I just flip the brush so that I'm using the part that I haven't used yet. And you just kind of go through lightly, batting your eyelashes across it, flip it around again, do another quick once over, done. This stuff doesn't flake either. If you do find that it's flaking, it's because it's too old and you need to throw it out. That's kind of a rule with most mascaras. The last and final thing I would do for this is my tried and true Burt's Bees. I love their tinted chapsticks, their tinted lip balms. Their lip oils are just incredible. They give a nice coverage, and this is a brand new one. I have these stashed all over in my house, in like every room, and in my purse. I think I have like 2 of them in my purse. It's ridiculous. Just go on, stay within the lip line, because you don't want to look like you've been too sloppy with it. And that's it. That's your quick morning run and go. And this literally takes me like 5 minutes in the morning when I have to be out the door and I want to look professional. And with practice, it'll take you next to nothing in time too. So anyway, I'll give you a list of products at the end of the video. Subscribe if you like my videos. Sign up, check out some more videos. I've got a ton up there. All right, thank you. See you next time.